Hey guys, this is Iceberg, and today I'm reviewing a really interesting wireless IEMs, or simply TVS, and it is Soundpeats H3. This is a hybrid model equipped with 1DD and 2BA, with LDAC codec support, hybrid ANC, Soundpeats app, and much more, for a price of $130. Are you curious, guys? Then let's talk about them. And before we begin, I wanna thank the Soundpeats team for providing the H3 for this review. As you know, there is currently a Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales going on, and it's a great time to get these, or for example the Air 5, at a significant discount. So hurry up, and all the purchase link you can find in the description below the video. Well, now let's move on to the review. Alright, the H3 comes in a pretty simple box, where we can see an image of the shells, the Snapdragon logo, which supports aptXLossless, then the high-res and Sony LDAC codec support on the front. While on the back we find the company slogan, brief specification, and information about the manufacturer. The box opens like a small chest, and inside we can see the wireless IEMs, then a charging case, a few pairs of silicone ear tips, a short Type-C cable, and a manual with the cute panda stickers. Speaking about the case, it's made of lightweight plastic and is actually nice to the touch, due to the smooth shape. Opening the lid, we can see the slug and hear the difference on the laser design, and slots for the shells themselves with 2-pin charging. The case has a 400 mAh capacity, which should charge the shells about 10 times, and it charged via USB Type-C located at the bottom. And before we move on to the shells, let's take a quick look at the included ear tips. Okay, here we have 5 pairs of silicone ear tips from XS to XL size, with a wide opening, but not really tall. They are made of soft silicone, don't cause any discomfort, and I find them at the same tips suitable for this set, because with the usual IEM tips, the fit is simply bad here, due to the specific shape of the shells. Okay, finally let's talk about the shells. They are made of CNC transparent resin, through which we can see the drivers installed inside. And if you look closely, we can see the dynamic driver located here, with a gold ring and 2 small armatures between the nozzle and this DD, while the chip, microphones and battery are located on the top. So the faceplate design of the H3 has a simple gold gradient and the letter S, which aligns with the Soundpeats logo. On the inner side we can see the metal nozzle, which is short and 5.7 mm wide with rounded holes, and right here we can see the size indicator. And just because of having a chip with a battery inside, the H3 shells are pretty bulky, but have the similar IM shape with ergonomic angles for the ear. In my small ears they fit securely and deeply without causing discomfort or pressure, but they stick out a little. I've tested them during a regular walking and jogging, and they remain securely fitted inside. And by the way, I find passive isolation quite nice in terms of isolation, and I didn't use ANC here at all. Talking about the main feature of the H3, it was starting with the fact that they're built on Qualcomm QCC13991 chip with support for SPC, ANC, as well as aptX adaptive and lossless codecs. And most importantly, LDAC support, which you can turn on optionally. The wireless connection here comes via Bluetooth 5.4 and works really fast with all devices. The battery is installed at 35 mAh, which will provide up to 7 hours of continuous use. We also have hybrid ANC with several modes that gives you up to 55 dB of isolation, and then transparent mode. There is also IPX5 protection and hands-free conversation, and you can check out the mic quality yourself. And this is how the H3 mic actually sounds like. Okay guys, and before we move on to the sound impression, let me quickly tell you about the PeatsAudio or Soundpeats app. Actually, it doesn't matter which one you use. After a quick registration, we get to the main menu, where we can check the battery level, customize the ANC, turn on gain mode, or turn off touch control, which I did. Going to the equalize controls, we see 11 presets, third band EQ, and one default one, which honestly sounds terrible. And this is my first time I will be using the equalizer. So I borrowed the two equalizer presets from the folks on Reddit. One is similar to the Harman, and the other is for Bassheads, which I leave in the description. Alright, now let's talk about the sound of this model, and to make everything clear I'll split this video into 3 parts. The first part is the default preset, the second is the Harman-ish, and the third is for Bassheads. And for your convenience, I'll leave the timecodes below the video. With the default preset, everything sounds a bit tonally unbalanced, or to be precise, awful. The vocals are coming to the front, but with synthetic and natural timbre, like it's been tuned with a vocoder. The bass region is more focused on the mid bass, but is fast, without punch or sub-bass depth. And the treble seems dark to me, but at the same time I hear emphasize around 8 kHz, which adds a natural brightness to the instruments. The soundstage here is flat, with poor scaling, separation and imaging. Overall I find this preset suitable for acoustic or electronic music, which I mostly listen to here. And it's really cool that the H3 behave well with EQ, so now I wanna tell you about how they sound with the Harman preset, which I really like after the default one. After the change I immediately felt a difference in the soundstage. It became wider, deeper and multi-layered, like in a hall where the instruments are neatly spread across the space, and the imaging with separation becomes precise, even on complex tracks, where each element can be felt in its position. With this EQ, the bass on the H3 is exactly what I call the right DD bass. It's deep, textured, with excellent attack and very decent control for dynamic driver. The sub-bass becomes truly tactile, with a slight vibration, but without excessive rumble or intrusiveness. The punch is dense, meaty, with a clear kick, but not too muddy. The midrange roll-off in the 1.6 to 2.8 kHz range is the key here. It removes unnatural timbres and shootiness, making the midrange natural, rich and harmonious. This is the golden balance where the vocal sounds alive and instruments have the right body and natural overtones. Male vocals become rich and full-bodied, where you can feel the characteristic deep, chesty, hoarse texture of the voice, just like in real life. And the female vocals are silky and intimate, with smooth and natural transition from the whisper to normal voice without any jump in the timbre. The treble with this preset sounds open, airy and light. Hi-hats and cymbal shimmers, but at the same time they do not sound harsh, but rather sparkle with fineness, creating an effect of shine and brilliance without excessive brightness. The treble smoothly goes into air, which creates a feeling of spaciousness and space, almost like holographic sound. This gives a feeling of depth and space without overloading your perception. The only things worth mentioning is the slightly metallic taste at the highest point. It's minimal and only noticeable on specially selected tracks, but everyday listening isn't affected at all. Overall, this is pretty balanced Harman sound that we are used to in world IEMs, and it's fantastic that we can get this in TVS. And now I wanna tell you about my final Basshead preset, which exceeded all my expectation. The sound with this preset is not about analytical precision, but rather about feeling and fun that engages and captivates you. This is the tuning for those looking for emotional involvement, rather than just a pure reproduction of detail. The bass here becomes simply monstrous in its best sense. The 12mm dynamic driver delivers powerful, meaty, yet surprisingly textured bass that absorbs all the sounds. It literally absorbs the entire soundstage, including the mids and trebles, but without it getting out of control. The sound is deep and dense, but not overwhelmed, so it's enough to create the right atmosphere without excessive overpowering. The midrange sounds melodic and harmonious, but with extra weight in the lower midrange. The vocals become swaggy with a space that is especially noticeable in the lower mids. It sounds rich and natural, but doesn't lose its clarity. The guitar gets energy and drive, becoming more aggressive and lively, while the piano sounds diverse, with good dynamics and a nice texture. The midrange here is not overloaded, which allows it to maintain balance with the bass. The soundstage with this preset is spacious and spherical, with powerful pressure from the bass that literally inflates the stage like a balloon about to burst. The separation here is not particularly outstanding because of the bass boost, and the imaging is not always accurate, but this doesn't prevent you from enjoying the feeling of transitions from powerful bass waves to deep flowing lows. This adds dynamics and makes the listening experience feel lively and energetic. I found this preset suitable for the gym, where you wanna feel energized and motivated, and for morning runs, where the sound needs to keep you in a rhythm. However, if you just wanna chill and enjoy a relaxed atmosphere, this preset might be a bit too aggressive because of the powerful bass. For more chill moments or quiet listening, I would recommend my previous Harman-ish preset. In conclusion, the Soundpeats H3 is a versatile hybrid TVS that adapts perfectly to your mood. Do you want a Harman-ish sound, Basshead style, flat, neutral tuning, or whatever you want, then the H3 can handle it easily. These IEMs give you a complete freedom of customization, and with the EQ you can tailor the sound to suit you any taste. For 106, which is their current price, you get wireless IEMs with fast Bluetooth 5.4, aptX Lossless and LDAC support for high quality sound, hybrid ANC for better isolation, IPX5 water and sweat protection, and decent battery life. And now I get their slug and hear the difference. Actually, you can feel the difference, but if you're willing to use the EQ, and the drivers show a fantastic EQ abilities, just try one of my presets and I'm sure you'll be satisfied. I think the Soundpeats H3 with the simple EQ is probably the best solution you can buy for around $100 right now. It's true musical freedom, which I put on a par with the wired IEMs in the same price range. If you're looking for the most musical, emotional and detailed sound in a completely wireless format and are not ready to spend a lot of money, then get the H3, use my preset and enjoy. And thanks for the watching, guys. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video, take care and bye bye.